Welcome to Investment News Roundup. Here, you'll see the headline and insight on screen, while the voiceover gives you the summary of the news. We use advanced data science, machine learning, and AI to analyze past trends and deliver insights that can help guide your investment decisions. Let's get into today's news. Xiaomi India expects accelerated visa issuance for Chinese executives, signaling a focus on long-term growth and talent development. Investors might view this as a positive sign of improved business conditions and Xiaomi's commitment to long-term operations in India. Silver prices reached record high of 1 lakh rupees per kilogram due to rising industrial demand and gold prices, possibly touching 1 rupee. 25 lakh investors could leverage dips in silver prices for long-term gains given the increasing industrial demand, especially in the EV sector. Aurum PropTech's H1 FY24-25 income grows 30% YoY to 136 rupees 7 crore. Operating profit margin improves to 19.5% due to robust revenue growth. Aurum's revenue growth and margin improvement indicate positive business performance, potentially suggesting a favorable long-term investment. ACC Limited, Aegis Mining, Synergy, Lloyds Metals, SM Steels, and UP Rajya Vidyut Utpadan Nigam Limited have submitted bids for mines. Investors might observe potential growth in these mining firms, indicating a positive investment opportunity. NFRA plans to publish inspection reports on major audit firms mid-November, focusing on enhancing standards, transparency, and fraud prevention. Insightful for investors as enhanced audit transparency and standards could lower risk of corporate fraud and investment losses. Early control of HbA1c levels and weight lowers cardiac disease risk in diabetics, while delays in treatment raise complications. Investments in preventive diabetic care companies may yield long-term benefits due to the positive cardiac health impact. Reliance aims to distribute subsidized food products to more consumers via its 2,700+ stores. Investors could benefit from potential revenue growth driven by increased customer reach and product diversification. Indian telcos seek a share of revenues from OTT players, noting their use of telecom infrastructure, a notion supported by a Meta executive. Investors' portfolio may benefit if telcos secure revenue sharing, potentially boosting telecom sector profitability. Wellspun Corp subsidiary, Syntex BAPL, acquires VTech Plastics for 85 crore rupees, bolstering its plastic manufacturing capabilities. Increases in production capability may boost Wellspun's revenue and market share, supporting long-term growth potential. Negligence towards HbA1c testing and weight management in India heightens diabetes complications. Increased diabetes complications may lead to growth in the medical and pharmaceutical sectors in India. Ambuja Cement is acquiring Orient Cement Limited for Rs. 8,100 crore, expanding cement capacity by 30 MTPA. This acquisition suggests Ambuja's growth potential, possibly enhancing long-term investor returns. Sustainability-linked bonds, SLBs, gain popularity in India for funding green real estate projects, attracting ESG-focused investors. Invest in Indian SLBs for eco-investment opportunities and capitalizing on major ESG trends. Delhi Panipat and Delhi Shahjahanpur Neemrana bearer Alwa RRTS networks to begin operations next year. Potential growth in transport sector stocks due to increased commuters and regional connectivity. Ola Electric resolves 99.1% of consumer complaints amid a customer rights violation show cause notice and a public dispute involving its CEO. Investors should monitor Ola Electric's customer service and regulatory risks, which could impact long-term brand reputation and profitability. India's finance minister approves creation of 64 new senior posts in nationalized banks to enhance administrative efficiency. Increased administrative personnel can lead to enhanced governance, potentially promoting investor confidence in nationalized banks. Finance Minister Sitharaman approves creation of Chief General Manager posts across 5 additional nationalized banks, taking the total from 80 to 144. Improved administrative structure may increase efficiency, potentially leading to better performance and returns from these banks. India plans to establish a coal exchange to stabilize fuel prices and improve availability, says Coal Minister G. Kishan Reddy. This initiative could potentially enhance returns for long-term investors in India's energy sector by stabilizing prices. India's housing market faces a growing demand-supply gap due to stalled projects, leading experts to urge for government intervention. Long-term investors could potentially benefit from government efforts to resolve this housing market crisis. Larsen & Toubro outbids BHEL to win over 40,000 crore rupees contracts from NTPC for 3 coal-fired power plants. Potential enhanced revenue for LT from secured contracts could drive long-term stock performance. India requires 32 trillion rupees in renewable energy investments by 2030 to accomplish its net zero emission targets. Long-term investors could gain from India's pressing demand for renewables, focusing on green hydrogen, offshore wind, and e-mobility sectors. Bharati Telecom responds to minority shareholders' concerns over valuation process following capital reduction, claiming full legal compliance. Investors should monitor this situation for potential influence on shareholder relations and stock valuation. India's cardiac and anti-diabetes drugs market grows threefold in a decade, driven by innovative medicines and patent expirations. Investors could consider pharmaceutical companies specializing in cardiac and anti-diabetes drugs in India, anticipating further growth. India plans to introduce 100,000 electric buses by 2025 under the Bharat Urban Megabus Mission, targeting pollution and economic growth. This initiative could boost shares of electric vehicle and infrastructure companies, offering potential profits for long-term investors. Sterlite Technologies plans to gain 25% revenue from AI data center fiber services within 3 years. This strategic shift suggests potential growth and can offer long-term investors exposure to the expanding AI and data center markets. Refurbished smartphone sales, especially 5G handsets, are expected to grow 8% annually through 2028 due to increasing demand for affordable premium devices. This trend presents potential investment opportunities in the refurbished smartphone market, particularly in 5G technology. World Bank study states replacing grey with green hydrogen at refineries has minimal impact on fuel prices, forecasting cost parity by 2029. Investors could benefit from prospects in green hydrogen technology, which appears increasingly economically feasible. Partha Pratim Sengupta becomes Bandhan Bank's new MD and CEO on November 1, aiming to improve asset quality and operational expenses. Sengupta's leadership could fortify the bank's liability franchise and realign strategy, potentially boosting long-term investment returns. Higher plans to sidestep Indian regulatory obstacles by potentially diluting up to 49% stake in a joint control partnership. Investors could benefit from a potential future listing of Haier in India and its increased local market presence. Tata Steel collaborates with Tenova to install a furnace in Wales, reducing carbon emissions by 90% by 2027, following a £1.25 billion UK government investment. Good for eco-conscious investors, this initiative signals Tata Steel's commitment to sustainable practices, could improve reputation and competitiveness in a carbon-conscious market. Star Health Insurance launches India's first Braille health insurance policy, Special Care Gold, creating jobs for visually impaired individuals. This demonstrates Star Health Insurance's commitment to innovation and social responsibility that can attract ethical investors. Varun Beverages chair Ravi Jaipuria remains optimistic due to growing Indian consumer demand, despite issues from food inflation and adverse weather effects. Investors can anticipate potential growth in Indian beverage market, favoring companies like Varun Beverages despite short-term inflationary and weather concerns. Paytm made a 930 crore rupees profit in Q2 FY 2025, aided by a one-time gain from selling its ticketing business to Zomato. Long-term investors may focus on Paytm's profitable disposal of assets and solid performance in credit card and travel sectors. India's residential real estate market grew 65% in the first 3 quarters of 2024 with increased interest in logistics and data centers. Strong market growth signals attractive long-term investment potential in India's residential and industrial real estate sectors. Bomb threats on 30 Indian airlines triggered security alerts. Government plans legislative actions including no-fly list and law amendments. This event may affect investor confidence and airline stock prices in the short term. Paytm posts 928 rupees. 3 crore quarterly profit due to one-time gain in the ticketing business, plans to expand payment innovations and financial services. Paytm's robust growth and expansion strategy shows potential for long-term gains and resilience against regulatory challenges for investors. India's retail sales up by 5% in September 2024, with expected growth in food, grocery, and jewelry sectors during the festival season. Investors can concentrate on high-growth sectors such as food, grocery, and jewelry for potential long-term profits in India's growing retail market. Odisha gears up for Cyclone Dana, organizing emergency measures and aiming for zero casualties. This is a general news that investors should just know. Rising EV market demand propels West Bengal's growth in the carbon black sector, with a projected 4.8% CAGR over the next decade. This trend opens up potential long-term investment opportunities in the increasingly sustainable carbon black sector in West Bengal. Hyundai Motor India plans to expand capacity and introduce multiple EVs, starting with an electrified Creta, as part of its Make in India commitment. Expansion and adoption of EVs signal Hyundai's innovation and growth potential, promising long-term returns for investors. ADB approves $241 3 million loan for West Bengal's electricity upgrade, benefiting 896 million consumers and boosting renewable energy. Investors in India's renewable energy sector might consider potential increased demand and operational efficiency. Bhane Group is buying Mumbai's historic music store Rhythm House for 478.4 million rupees to broaden its retail reach. This acquisition could enhance Bhane's brand visibility and retail footprint, potentially driving long-term growth. Reliance Industries plans to sell subsidized Bharat brand food items, potentially controlling inflation and expanding its rural footprint. Long-term investors may see potential growth in Reliance's expansion into rural markets and its strategic partnership with the Indian government. SECI is planning to invest $7.7 billion in state renewable energy projects, aiming for 10 gigawatts capacity by 2030. This news indicates robust growth for SECI, potentially offering long-term investors lucrative opportunities. Manipal Health Map acquires eGenetic Diagnostics to expand its diagnostic services, planning 200+ centers across India by 2027. This acquisition signals potential growth in India's healthcare sector, offering long-term investment opportunities. Noida Airport to start commercial ops on April 17 with 30 flights, including 3 international to Singapore, Dubai, and Zurich. Investors in airlines and logistics could benefit from Noida Airport's additional capacity and expanded route options. RBI's regulatory changes may slow gold loan growth, impact disbursements, and potentially increase loan delinquencies. Investors should monitor credit losses as conservative loan-to-value (LTV) may lead to lower losses. A possible reduction in GST could make insurance, particularly term life and health, more affordable for customers. Investors in insurance sectors might see an increase in policy uptake due to lower costs. Major airlines seek Air India's help for AI chatbots. Air India filed for a one-click booking patent, expected in December. Air India's technical advancements may boost its market position and revenue, which could positively impact long-term investments. Government announced projects turn waste from coal and lignite PSUs into M-sand, supporting construction and protecting ecosystems. A potential investment opportunity in construction and waste management sectors due to increased M-sand production. Jindal Group launches a 1.5 MNTPA cement grinding unit in Odisha, part of a 2,200 crore rupees expansion plan with eco-friendly production. Potential growth and sustainability factor in Jindal's recent expansion may positively impact long-term investment value. Ambuja Cements to buy 47% stake in Orient Cement for $451 million amid India's intense cement sector competition. This acquisition could increase Ambuja's market share, signaling potential long-term growth for investors. Gopalan Enterprises to invest 100 crore, expanding workspace by 4 meters square featuring in Bangalore and Mysore due to growing demand. Investors could benefit from Bangalore's growing startup and Fortune 500 presence, indicating potential high rental income. Standard Chartered opens a branch in Mumbai focused on wealth management for affluent individuals, following sale of its personal loan portfolio. This move indicates Standard Chartered's strategy shift towards high profitability banking services, potentially increasing long-term earnings. India's petroleum minister predicts global oil prices will decrease due to increased supply from nations like Brazil and Guyana. Potential oil price decline can impact energy sector investments, favoring industries and economies sensitive to oil prices. Global Energy Alliance partners with UP Expressway Authority to build a 1,800 crore rupees, 450 to 500 megawatts solar park along Bundelkhand Expressway. This presents potential investment opportunities in renewable energy, indicating a trend towards sustainable infrastructural developments in India. Indigo Airlines faced 23 hoax bomb threats on Monday and Tuesday, according to NI. Investors should monitor potential impacts on Indigo's reputation and operational costs. Thank you for watching today's video. If this information adds value to your investment journey, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon for notifications for regular updates. Liking and sharing this video will help us grow, and we'd love it if you could also recommend Investment News Roundup to your friends and family. We'll be back with more updates in our next video. See you soon.